So it is the middle of the day, it's hot, and I'm working in the tunnel. And the reason I'm working in the tunnel is because the best time to prune your tomatoes is in the heat of the day. We grow indeterminate tomatoes, which means they continue to grow. These tomatoes here right now are about 4 foot high, and they will end up by the end of the season being about 20 feet high. That is maybe in length. They don't actually get that high because I lowered the tomatoes down using this hook and wicket trellising system here behind me. So as the tomatoes get slightly above head high, they drop down and the vine just kind of curls around some wickets that are on the ground. So the reason I'm pruning is because we plant very densely. Our tomatoes sit at 18-inch centers, and that means we need to optimize airflow in order to prevent disease. And so we prune our tomatoes pretty heavily. So this is our first heavy prune of the season, and it's creating a lot of airflow, and it's allowing a lot of sunlight penetration down under the canopy. So that airflow, right, is going to prevent the disease, but also clipping those leaves is going to allow that sunlight to penetrate deeper into the canopy, which is going to get more fruits to ripen quicker. So I've pruned this entire row of tomatoes, and I left one here to show you where we'll prune on this first pruning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the top, and we're going to desucker. So you can see that there's the main stem right here, and there's a sucker where there's a set of leaves coming out, and then it goes up to the stem. So that needs to be removed. And this is also a sucker, which needs to be removed because the main stem is here. Because we're growing commercially and we grow to a single leader, which means we use one main stem per plant. Some commercial growers will use 2 main stems per plant, but we use one, and we desucker because it gets really unwieldy and it becomes really difficult to trellis if you don't desucker. So to desucker, we just reach in there and we just pinch it off like that. And the reason we do this during the hottest point of the day, however unfortunate it is because we want the sunlight and the heat to help callus over those cuts that we're creating on the plant to prevent that disease infiltration. So now that we've desuckered, we're going to go down here and look at the stem. So I've taken 1 or 2 leaves off here. They're probably those initial leaves that we put on when we planted the tomato, and they're a little old and they just weren't looking great. But this is the first heavy one. So you can see here's the first set of fruits right here, and it is behind all these leaves and it needs some sunshine to help fruit. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut right up to that. So we're going to, every leaf below this first set of fruits is going. Take a set of pruners, go in really close to the stem and cut, and just discard all those leaves. And this looks really drastic. I guess it is to the plant, but it will rebound really quickly, and it's going to increase both yield and prevent disease. And so this is what the plant looks like now that we have pruned it. You can see there's a lot fewer leaves, but still plenty to photosynthesize, and there's a lot more airflow that's going to go here underneath. It's going to allow a lot more light penetration to see all these fruits. So we prune like this every week to 2 weeks. And that really depends on how the plants are growing, what time of the season it is, and whatnot. But every week to 2 weeks, given this time of the season, is about normal. As an added benefit, it opens up the flanks of the beds so you can side dress your tomato plants, and you can grow additional crop like this lettuce here.